Good day everyone. Today we'll discuss about the nature of French and Italian cuisine. First, we will discuss about the origin of French cuisine. French cuisine is a style of cooking originating from France. French cuisine was codified in the 20th century by George Auguste Escoffier to become the modern version of haute cuisine. Gastro tourists and guide Michelin helped to bring people to the countryside during the 20th century and beyond. The sample this rich bourgeois and peasant cuisine of France. The culture of French food. French cuisine is extremely diverse. France's extraordinary range of different geographies and climates, which support the local production of all types of ingredients, and France's long and varied history. In many ways, an understanding of the culture of French food and recipe is an understanding of France itself. Meals range from the very basic, such as the traditional baguette plus cheese plus inexpensive wine, to very elaborate affairs that can involve a dozen courses and different wines consumed over several hours. This is the French gathering. Regional influence of French food. First, local availability. The French, a nation of gourmets, known that the best food is made from local ingredients, which are fresher and of better quality than items which have been transported long distance. Second, neighboring countries and immigration. Areas of France which border on the other countries have incorporated some of the cuisine of their neighbors. Third, history and economic condition. The culture, lifestyle, and economic conditions over a long period of time have formed the development of local food traditions. Last is the Italian connection. In 1533, Catherine brought an entourage of Italian chefs with her to France, who introduced to France a variety of dishes, food preparation, and dining practices. Cooking styles. First, classical French cuisine, or also known in France as cuisine bourgeoise. This includes all the classical French dishes which were at one time regional, but are no longer specifically regional. Food is rich and filling, with many dishes using cream-based sauces. Second is cuisine. Is classical French cuisine taken it to its most sophisticated and extreme. Food is elegant, elaborate, and generally rich. Meals tend to be heavy, especially due to the use of cream and either large portions or many smaller portions. There is a strong emphasis on presentation and the meal is expensive. Third is cuisine nouvelle. This style developed in the 1970s as a reaction against the classical school of cooking. The food is simpler and lighter. Portions are smaller and less rich. Fourth is cuisine du terroir. This focuses on regional specialties and is somewhat more rustic in nature. Local produce and food tradition are the main focus. Indispensable ingredients: wine and cheese. Aside from bread and water, the most common accompaniments to a French meal are wine and cheese. Unlike other countries, in France, wine is considered a standard part of everyday meals and is neither expensive nor reserved for special occasions. With everyday meals, ordinary wines are served although it is expected that the style of wine match the style of food. In addition to its use in cooking, cheese is often served as a course in itself. In this case, it is served after the main meal, but before dessert. Beverage. French cafes serve some of the world's best coffee, but each of us has our own preference. Cafe is plain coffee with nothing added but is strong as it is brewed like espresso. Cafe au lait is a popular French coffee style that has been popularized in America, as it's served in Tres Francais, New Orleans at Café du Monde. Cafe creme is, as it sounds, coffee served in a large cup with hot cream. Coffee decaffeinated is a decaffeinated coffee. You will still need to tell them you want milk or cream with your coffee. Cafe Nicet is espresso with a dash of cream in it. It is called Nicet, French for hazelnut, because of the rich, dark color of the coffee. Cafe American is a filtered coffee, similar to the traditional American coffee. Cafe Latte is a espresso with double the water.
Italian cuisine. Italian food is one of the most popular on earth, and Italian cuisine is widely adapted all over the world. For Italian, food is not merely a means of survival. It belongs to Italian history and culture. In Italy, cooking and sharing food is a way of life. Italian cuisine is always based on fresh, seasonal product, which is the main reason why it is hard to talk about Italian food as a single entity. In fact, Italian food varies widely from region to region, and even from village to village. And according to the time of the year, many ingredients are used across the country, with some more in certain regions than others. Northern Italians' food relies on butter, meat, potatoes, pork, parmesans, while southern cooking is focused more on olive oil, tomatoes, different types of cheese, vegetable, capes, and fresh fish. There is no single national dish of Italy, as each region has locally variations on classic dishes. Dishes such as pizza, pasta, polenta, and minestrone typify traditional Italian cuisine. There are 100 types of pizza, each of which is unique to the local town or city. Minestrone is a thick soup with pasta and vegetable. Pasta, from a simple basil pesto to creamy cheese sauce, the collection of Italian pasta recipe is endless. Ang polenta naman. Polenta is a very old dish of Italian origin made from flour obtained from a number of cereals. The most commonly used today is a corn. It is served with tomato sauce, sausage, and mincemeat. Now let's move on to festival food. In Christmas, Christmas is the most important Italian festival. On Christmas, Italians always have a big bunch with their family at home or at the restaurant with a lot of different things. In our region, the first course of the Christmas lunch is tembalio. It consists of layers of crepes with mozzarella cheese, parmesan, and meat sauce. As a second course, we have roasted chicken or lamb, with some side dishes such as roasted potatoes, green salad, or fennel. We often finish our lunch with fruits, grapes, pineapples, or mandarin. And some desserts we usually have sponge cake with cream and custard. Other traditional Italian Christmas cakes are Pandora, Panettone, and Norgat. Panettone is made of raisin and dried fruit. Nogola is made of almonds and nuts. Traditional Christmas pastries of the region are ifugaliete and calumet. While in Easter, Italy Easter is celebrated with traditional Easter food. There can be vary from region to region, although some can be found all over Italy. Boiled blessed eggs are usually eaten at the beginning of the meal. Lambs is usually the second course for the Easter meal, and depending on the region, it can be served in various ways. In Abruzzo, ag- Agnello Cascio e ovo is cooked in an egg, pepper, and cheese sauce. In the region of Lazio and the southern Italy, the lamb is usually roasted simply with rosemary, red wine, and garlic. In Sardinia and some places in Campania, the Easter meal may consist of goat instead of lamb. There's no lack of dessert on Easter Day. Traditional desserts for the Holy Feast are the Casanta Estellana, a cake with ricotta filling, and colomba, a dove-shaped cake with dried fruit and almond. Ch- Children also have chocolate eggs. So their ways of eating are mostly Italians have their meals at home, sitting at the table with all the family and Italy foods in conviviality. Tati. And slowness, of course. Many adults still make their own food, and takeaways are still not very frequent. But having a cup of coffee at a bar is a daily Italian ritual at breakfast, mid-morning, or after lunch. Whether it is an espresso coffee, cappuccino, or no, or one of the many other versions of cafe in Italy, it is generally drunk standing at other bar rather than sitting down at a table. In some schools, children have lunch at the school's canteen, but most students have pocket lunch when there are extracurricular activities. Commuters and other workers have a quick meal in restaurant. Next is, how do Italians prepare food? In terms of eggs, they prefer food boiled, fried, and poached, just like any other countries. While in meat, grilled, roasted, stewed, fried and boiled. Fish, grilled, baked, fried, steamed, poached. Veggies, fresh and uncooked, boiled, roasted, and grilled.